Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fossiano, and today is the culminating video of my best bourbons in my collection. If you have not been following this channel, over the past 6 months, I've been selecting specific bourbons from my collection, putting them into flights, tasting them and ranking them, taking the winner of each flight, and then moving on to the finals. Today is that final. And before I begin, I'm trying something here, just for a goof, see how it goes. I'm going to give away my flight today. All you need to do is donate $5 to get a single entry. You can obviously donate more than $5, but every $5 will earn you one entry to win this flight. There is a super chat button down below. I think there's like a little bit of a dollar sign with a heart in the middle of it. If you click on that and you donate $5, your name will be entered into the giveaway. Now, before everybody starts going crazy about this, I'm limiting this to the United States only. I'm just going to be shipping these things in the United States. I think going into Canada or other parts of the world might be a little bit tricky, so I'm just going to limit this to the United States. All of the super chats that are posted on this video will be eligible for the giveaway. I'm going to run this flight giveaway until Wednesday, March 20th. At 11:59 p.m., I'll cut this off. I'll compile everything in a spreadsheet, get that randomizer going, and then I will announce the winner of the flight on my following Friday video when I'm going to be doing my non-peated scotches. I'm going to put this whole rule thing into the description down below just in case you need to read through it. And I have no idea how this is going to go. I could get 2 people donating or I could get multiple. I'm just throwing this out there, see how it works. If the bourbon flight is a success, then I'll go ahead and do it with my non-peated scotches and then also my peated scotches. If that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Bottle number 1 is going to be my top winner of my double oaked bourbons, which is going to be the Woodford Reserve double oaked, and that is going to be in glass number 1. Bottle number 2 was Russell's Reserve 13. This took the top honors in my older bourbon series, and all of these things are going to be in my back catalog. So if you're wondering what this went up against or what any of these things went up against, you can go ahead and take a look at that. So Russell's 13 took my top high-aged bourbon video, and that's going to be in glass number 2. Bottle number 3 and bottle number 4 were the winners of my single barrel bourbons. I have the Knob Creek 9 single barrel reserve, and then I have the Old Forester single barrel master distiller selected. So I have a whole bunch of single barrels, and these 2 took top honors in my part 1 and part 2 of my single barrels. That's going to be in glass 3 and 4. And then bottle number 5, I ended up doing a whole bunch of finished bourbons. And the one that came out on top of here is going to be the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. And I believe this is batch number 160, I can't even read, 166. So batch 166 got top honors for my finished whiskeys. So my next bottle is going to be Eagle Rare 10. Eagle Rare 10 ended up being the top bourbon in my 10-year-old bourbons. And that's going to be in glass number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be in glass number 6. Glass number 7. There was not a specific spot that I could have put this bottle into any of the flights. It was kind of an outlier. So I'm going to just throw this into the mix as well. And if you end up getting this flight, I'm going to throw a 2-ounce sample in this one as well. And that's going to be in my last glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 glasses of really good tasting bourbons. And that last glass is going to be what I perceive to be my George T. Stagg 2022 release. I think, just in my head, I've never blinded it, but I think this is my best tasting bourbon that I have in my entire collection. So I thought I'd throw it into this blind and see how it kind of fares with everything else. So again, as I am mixing these things up, again, $5 gets you 1 entry into this giveaway. You need to be a U.S. resident. You need to be 21 years of age or older to win. I am going to cut off the super chats on the 20th of March. That's on a Wednesday. That's going to give me time to compile all of the donations, get them into a spreadsheet, get them into my randomizer spin the wheel app, or just a randomized spreadsheet, get everybody's name in there, and then we will do the drawing on my non-peated scotch video, which will be coming out on March 22nd. I think that's it. And again, everything is going to be linked into the description below. So if you have any questions on the rules and all that and the dates, everything is down there. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lids off of these things, hopefully without spilling anything. 7 glasses is a little bit of a daunting task. I've got my water over here. I'm not really necessarily gonna go through and give detailed tasting notes and smelling notes. I'm gonna go through them rather quick, and then hopefully I'll end up with my best bourbon, or the best type of bourbon in my collection. I'm gonna go from my left to right, and then I'm gonna go back from my right to left, just speed that part up, and then start ranking them. I'm using the black Glencairns because I don't want anything to be given away by the color. And then on the bottom of everything, I just have them labeled with what is in each of the glasses. And I think I already said this, but the winner's gonna get 2-ounce samples of everything that's in these glasses. I know that was a huge long setup, but let's go ahead and get into this with a glass number 1. Smells like a bourbon. Smells pretty oaky. Not a whole lot of ABV. I'm not getting a lot of sting in the nose. I don't know, maybe somewhere around 100, maybe a little bit higher than 100. Good amounts of vanilla, like vanilla cream soda. Let's get this thing on the palate. Ooh, man, that is vanilla cream soda. Sweet, brown sugar, caramel, a little bit of honey. Again, ABV is a little bit higher than 100, I would think. Good amount of oak. I like that quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and write these down so I am not losing track. Glass number 2. No mistaking here. I got a grape popsicle stick. So that could only be one of 2 things. Smells very sweet. Got a little bit of oak, a little bit of vanilla. Let's get this thing on the palate. Much lower on the ABV than the first one. Kind of have an idea of what that one is already. But that is really nice though. It's nice and rounded. It kind of soaks in a little bit. I don't get as much oak on this than I did on the first, but it's nice and sweet. It's lower ABV, but it has all those traditional bourbon notes that you like: vanilla, brown sugar, caramel. And then you end up having, or at least I get, a grape popsicle stick, and that's where that oakiness comes in. Let's go ahead and go to glass number 3. All right, the first note that I get here is bubblegum, and almost like Big League Chew or Hubba Bubba, something on the strawberry side. It's very fruity, very sweet. Typically in a bourbon, I usually get vanilla and caramel notes. This comes across as red fruits. So maybe a finished bourbon, but it smells really good. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Bubblegum, red fruits, quite a bit of proof, good amounts of barrel tannin on the side, and that finish is going on forever. This is lighting my mouth up, and my mouth is watering like crazy. That's very good. All right, moving on to 1, 2, 3, 4th glass. Grape popsicle stick again. Burning my nose a little bit. Good amounts of brown sugar and vanilla. Little char going on as well. And let's get this thing on the palate. Yowza, that is high ABV. I know exactly what that one is. But that's coming in really hot. Really bitter on the side, and that might be influenced by going this direction, especially with this fruity note that I was getting in this one. This one hits pretty hard, but it seems to be pretty rich, pretty dark, pretty deep flavors. Again, I have a really good idea of what that one is, but it's not really hitting me all that great. That's why I need to go back the other direction, because it might play off of these others. So let's go ahead and go on to glass number 5. This one's got a good bubblegum note as well. Lots of red fruits, pretty oaky. I get breakfast vibes out of this. Like there's syrup notes, pretty oaky. This is very sweet. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Yeah, sweet, oaky, lower on the ABV, good vanilla. Starting to dry out my tongue just a little bit which is weird coming off of a high proofer. This is sucking the moisture out of my tongue, but still very good. I like that one quite a bit. I like them all, which I kind of figured was going to happen. All right, let's get a rinse here and get on to glass number 6. Oh man, if this one had the bubblegum smell, this is bubblegum 10 times. You have maple syrup and vanilla. The banana note is there. I know what this one is. It's a banana maple. It's very similar to this one as far as the maple notes go. This smells fantastic. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. As soon as it hits my front of the palate, it explodes with the ABV. Pretty high. My mouth is watering. Chocolatey, vanilla, brown sugar, banana, maple. A little bit of chocolate if I didn't say that already. That's very good as well. All right, moving on to the final 7th glass. This is going to be near impossible to get a winner. A little bit subdued. Still get a little bit of proof, kind of stinging my nose a little bit. Get some dusty outdoor leaves kind of vibe coming out of here. A little spicy, a little peppery. Dusty, like dusty peanut shells. Good vanilla, good sweetness. Well, this one is pretty well rounded on the nose. Get a little bit of everything. My initial nosing was a little bit subdued, but the more I smell it, the more this develops into something really pleasant. Get a little bit of a cherry note coming out of here as well. Cherry, vanilla, and peanuts. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. High in the ABV, cherries, peanuts, a little bit of dustiness, good amounts of pepper. The pepper and the spice is balanced out pretty good with that cherry note, that sweet cherry note. I think I'm gonna have to get a coin out and just flip a coin. That's absolutely fantastic. All right, so I think the only thing left to do is go back the other direction. I'm gonna speed this part up. All right, I am back and I've got a decision. They're all in first place. I'm joking. I have to pick a winner. They're all good. They wouldn't be in this flight if they weren't good, but I do have to pick a winner. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. In 7th place, I've got glass number 2. I said that this was pretty oaky. It had standard bourbon notes, nothing outrageous, but I did pick up a frozen popsicle, grape popsicle, and the oaky note was like chewing on that popsicle stick. So this one was in 7th place. I had an idea of what this was. And yes, so this is Eagle Rare 10. That is coming in 7th place. In 6th place, I ended up having glass number 5. And I said that this was really sweet. It had a good amount of maple, good brown sugar, vanilla. It was a little bit too sweet. And the oak that I got dried out my mouth a little bit, but the flavors that are in here were better than this one. So I ended up putting this one in 6th place. And this one is Woodford Reserve Double Oak. That makes sense with the drying. Right next to it, I put this one in 5th place. As I was going through the other direction, I thought this one had the most amount of sweetness on the nose. It was very desserty, but it drank a little bit hot compared to all of the others. And in 5th place, I ended up having Old Forester. So the Distiller Select Old Forester. The sweetness comes across, pretty good here. I do get a lot of banana split notes, really good amount of chocolate in here. Very good. It was all around delicious, and all of them are. In 4th place was right next to it on this side. I ended up getting cherry, a lot of cherry on here, and the sweetness and the spice that I got was pretty well balanced, but there was a dusty note in here that just didn't sit right within this entire lineup. So this ended up being in 4th place, and it is Knob Creek 9. This was my whiskey of the year in 2023. Wow, that is surprising. All right. In 3rd place, I ended up with my in the 4th glass. This drank pretty hot compared to all of the others. It was a really good amount of sweet and spice. I thought the ABV was a little bit too hot for this flight. I did get a lot of grape popsicle stick as well. The oak was right on. The ABV in this was just a little bit too hot, but I did like it more than the last glass. So I have an idea of what this one is, and I think it was the George T. Stagg. I can't read my writing. I need new glasses. So this is this is the George T. Stagg 2022, and that is coming in third place. Coming down to the top two. So in second place was glass number 3. This came across as very sweet, very red fruit forward. I got a lot of bubblegum notes, and there was a little bit of a tobacco and chocolate note in here that was absolutely fantastic. And this is Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Okay, so this leaves Russell's Reserve 13. Russell's Reserve 13 is my bourbon that I like most within my collection that I have covered over the past 6 months. Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. All right, Russell's Reserve 13. There you go. That's the one that takes top honors in this entire series. I'm going to do a quick blend here. This one's for you, Tony. This is a lot of really good bourbon to put into a blend. But hey, you never know what's going to happen. You just got to do it. So again, all of the rules to this giveaway are in the description below. Every $5 gets you 1 entry. You have to be 21 years of age or older to win. I have to verify your age somehow, some way. Again, March 20th is going to be the deadline for the super chat. Just go ahead and click on the super chat. I think it's right down here. Click on that little super chat, donate. I'll compile a list. I'll go ahead and get everything randomized. And then on my non-peated scotch video on the 22nd, I will announce the winner. You can email me, or you can just direct message me on Instagram, and we can get everything all squared away with all the information and get this thing shipped out to you. I have no idea how this is going to play out. One person could actually be doing this, or I could end up getting a whole bunch. I don't know. So let me get a clear Glencairn, get this blend going, and we'll call this video good. So was anybody surprised with the order? And if you end up getting this flight, do a blind and then come back to this video and post how your results were based on the 7 bourbons that I had in here. So this one was which one was this? So this was the Knob Creek, the Old Forester, Woodford Reserve. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you were, a participant in all of this, these Friday videos, thank you very much for sticking around. So George T. Stagg 2022. Give me a like, share this with somebody, get this video out there so people can see what I've been up to. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Turn that bell notification on because I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Eagle Rare 10. And then the winner, Russell's Reserve 13. And then next Friday is going to be my non-peated Scotch finals. And again, this has to be limited to the United States viewers. I can't ship out of the United States, so that's very unfortunate, and I am sorry. All right, good amounts of ABV, lots of cherry, good amount of oak, and I feel like I'm having problems controlling the volume of my voice. I'm just really excited that Russell's 13, that was surprising. Russell's 13 taking first place. That's crazy. Over George T. Stagg and over the Joseph Magnus. A lot of red fruit notes coming out of here as well. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Here's to you, Tony. Cherry, oak, vanilla, ABV, a little bit bitter on the side, There's a cherry cola note, so there's a little bit of effervescence happening on the side of the tongue or on my tongue itself. Pretty long oaky finish, tobacco and chocolate. That's actually not bad. Now, I don't think I would actually blend these. I would rather enjoy each one of these individually. But if you were up for it and you have these and you want to give it a shot for a blend, by all means, go ahead. This was definitely not the worst one that I've ever had before. So I'll leave it up to you. Do it, don't do it. That's all I have for you today. Russell's 13 is my favorite. Well, at least in this flight, this is my favorite type of bourbon that I have in my collection. Wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite bourbon you have in your collection. And if you can do me a favor, throw them into some blinds. Pick out your favorite bourbons. Get this video out there, share it with some people, see what they have to say. And if I have not said it already, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. And then we'll talk to you next Friday with my non-peated Scotch finals. Cheers, everybody.